Dear Sagittarius, before us lie three powerful symbols like silent calls, death, the reverse Two of Cups, and the Magician. They do not come to frighten you. They come to awaken you. There is an old shell that has served its purpose. Now it has grown heavy. It slows your steps, and it asks to be released. Inside you there is a bond carved deep by time. Not always gentle love, but commitments, habits, the things you once called security. The reverse Two of Cups shows the imbalance. A rhythm of emotion turned upside down, a trust already cracked. Not necessarily a tragic separation, but the lingering echo of words left unsaid, feelings still burning quietly beneath the surface. And beside it, death stands with tender eyes, not to destroy, but to open the way. Change is coming, purposeful change. A sifting in which the old falls away, so the new seed can rise. Think of it as a necessary cleansing. Let go of habits that drain you, loyalties that have lost their meaning, fears that have decided too many of your choices. Courage here is not about grand gestures. It is practical bravery to see what no longer feeds you and let it go. Then comes the Magician, not loud, not demanding, but steady and focused. The Magician speaks of the tools in your hands, your words, your gestures, your thoughts, your awareness. At times, you have trusted the reasoning of others more than your own feelings. Now, that inner power begins to awaken. You'll realize that the right words spoken calmly, the quiet steadiness of your presence, can untangle the knots in a relationship. No shouting is needed, only clarity. There is an unseen hand arranging small signals around your life, unsent messages, a glance, a simple gesture. They are gathering into a path. Your role is not to rush to open doors or to build taller walls. Your role is to listen. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your heartbeat. Listen to the silence. When you listen long enough, the words will come, words that can release the weight you have carried for too long, for you and for the other. And now, to turn this awareness into real action. 3 simple steps for today. Write down one thing you still hold on to out of habit. Ask yourself, does this still give me energy? If not, write clearly why you are ready to let it go. Try a brief conversation, short but clear. One question with purpose. No blame, just to bring light to half a truth. Watch the response. And last, create a 5-minute ritual each evening. Slow breathing. Write 3 things you truly feel in this moment. This will help you separate real feelings from the habits of fear. The deeper lesson for Sagittarius is this: freedom requires practice, not just desire. The change that death announces is not punishment, but a shift in values. When you release what no longer serves, you create space for new qualities, steadier self-respect, words that carry more weight, and relationships built on honesty rather than assumption. Remember this paradox: protecting yourself is not always about higher walls, but about removing the mask so others and you can see your true nature. And the Magician reminds you, choose words as tools, choose silence as strategy, choose presence as healing. If while hearing these words there is an echo in your chest, a quiet call toward renewal, leave a sign beneath this video. Write a simple line: I am ready to change. Writing it down is not just a statement, it is a ritual of beginning. And finally, open your heart to a practical truth. What returns to you does not always return in the same form. Someone may come back with half a truth, with a late explanation, or with a new sincerity. Your task is to discern and to choose not from loneliness, but from the quality of what is truly healing. Now we go deeper, decoding the small signs around you, reading the next cards to see which signals can be trusted and which ones ask for caution. Walk with me, quietly, attentively, ready to recognize the new path opening before Sagittarius. And yes, write it down: I am ready to change. If you feel it's true, I will read some of your comments and weave a few of your voices into what comes next. The 8 of Pentacles appears, whispering of steady rhythms in your daily work. There are subtle movements around you, stories not naming you directly, yet carrying your shadow within them. These whispers do not threaten. They open a path aligned with your skillful hands and your patient heart. This is no random reward. It is the fruit of persistence, the outcome of building brick by brick, note by note, simple, consistent. I see here not just a task, but a soul project. It asks for subtlety, the ability to read the look in another's eyes, the rhythm of a group, and the quiet sincerity of your care. And then in what feels like an ordinary moment of an ordinary day, a hint will arrive. If you are open, your simple response may become the key, unlocking a new path, more stable, more valuable. Justice reversed now rings like a bell, testing your patience. It does not come to create anxiety, but to ask you to revisit an old piece of the puzzle, perhaps a verbal agreement, an unfinished paper, or an exchange where you once gave too much. The advice here: let calmness guide you. No drama, no overstatement. Truth should be brought to light by fairness, not by fire and anger. And the moment you dare to say, "This is how it once was. This is how I feel now. And here is what we need to adjust," the door of the Seven of Cups creaks open. Many possibilities spread out before you, but not all of them shine. And for an adventurous soul like you, Sagittarius, choosing is not always easy. Freedom at times is also a burden, because you must choose the ground your feet will stand on. 3 paths stand out. The first urges you to change your foundation, your environment, your habits, even the inner space where you live. The second touches your heart, whispering it is time to learn to care for yourself before giving again to others. The third is quiet, unglamorous, yet it holds the truth. Its sign will repeat 3 times, unmistakable. Let your Sagittarian intuition, the arrow aiming straight at the center, recognize it when it comes. Don't rush to name it. Let the wonder of the moment carve itself into your memory. The 3 of Swords is no longer pain. It becomes the thread that stitches old tears closed. A confession will come to you, not dramatic, not loud, but so honest it moves you to the core. This is not about what the other person has done. It is about how you choose to open or to close, to forgive or to let it be. The lesson here is the maturity of the soul. Truth no longer imprisons you when you choose to receive it with dignity. And then the sun pours down its light, no applause needed, no crowd to witness. It shines simply to remind you that true wealth comes when you release old shame and allow yourself to enjoy life without being haunted by sacrifice. Begin with small acts: a full night's sleep, a glass of water, clearing your desk, choosing conversations that nourish rather than drain you. In a moment that seems ordinary, a text, a call, a passing meeting, you will recognize the final piece that makes the picture clear. And then the tower rises. Do not be afraid. It does not destroy the house you built. It frees you from the ropes that bound you to what was never truly yours. A fresh wind rushes in, bringing clean air and souls more aligned, more honest. Finally, the Ace of Wands strikes, like a match suddenly lit. A passion, a creative fire, a living pulse awakens in you. Perhaps a hobby once abandoned, a project once delayed, or simply the urge to learn something new. Let this flame burn. No permission needed, no proof required, because that flame is you, authentic, powerful, and free. Remember, your path is not to chase every light, but to recognize the one burning within. This journey teaches you responsibility alongside freedom, to stand firm in truth even when it's hard to hear, and to find courage, to be reborn from what has fallen. Soon you will feel a subtle wave, unmistakable, a shiver in your hand, dreams brighter than usual, an emotion rising in your throat urging you to speak. Do not fear it. Let that creative current flow. When your inner fire returns to its source, your love life will realign itself, becoming more balanced, more profound. Here the Queen of Cups appears, a more mature version of yourself. Your sensitivity no longer pulls you down. It lifts you up and leads the way. This reminds me of a heart that knows restraint without suffocation, a wise compassion that sets boundaries without guilt. It recalls the moments of childhood when you learn to give way just to keep peace for others. But now your soul demands another step of growth, to choose for yourself without feeling that you betray anyone. That is your true freedom. And then a small but decisive moment will come. Perhaps it's just saying, "Not today, I can't." Or perhaps larger, the first time you dare to voice a hidden desire. Do not underestimate it. That modest act opens a door to rest and to being met with genuine love in return. Before we continue, I place my hand gently on your shoulder with a sacred decree. If you can feel it, speak these words out loud with me so the universe bears witness. Under the guiding moonlight, I cut every chain of fear, and I am reborn into freedom and peace. And take a deep breath, repeat softly. Listen for the shift in the air. As your voice merges with your own soul, with tender eyes I see you. No longer the wanderer searching, but the one who has touched truth, Old loyalties are being released. Balance is being restored. A career opportunity appears without you chasing it. A truth returns, no longer heavy, only clear. The greatest decision now is to offer gentleness to yourself. When you adjust your emotions with grace, material light begins to enter your everyday life. The core principle, do not force. Freedom is not escape. It is walking with the flow. And here is the reminder, when you are tempted to compromise just to keep peace, remember, real love does not demand one-sided sacrifice. It is built on living agreement. When memories of someone past return, listen with your heart, but decide with your body. The body knows when it contracts, and when it opens. Watch for repeating signs. Listen for the opportunity hidden in an offhand remark. Sometimes, that is the doorway, and when the sun shines down, do not apologize for receiving joy. When weariness comes, do not blame yourself. The tide still rises and falls, even in the safest harbor. If all of this resonates in you, like the echo of a happy memory, I invite you to seal it with a simple declaration. I honor my intuition and I choose the path of inner freedom. Write it down, not to convince anyone else, but to weave it into your destiny like a ribbon wrapped gently around your heart, because the final card is not yet turned, and sometimes wisdom means waiting for the right moment of revelation. Death whispers, release with love. The reverse Two of Cups, seek the truth in relationships. The Ten of Swords, close the long night. The Magician, sharpen your vision. Claim your power. The Eight of Pentacles offers you a new doorway. Justice reversed teaches you balance. The Seven of Cups lays out three paths, one of them the true key. The Three of Swords mends without leaving scars. The Sun lights your very source of life. The Tower frees you from old chains. The Ace of Wands awakens desire. And the Queen of Cups at last brings you home, to the sanctuary of your soul. I do not say this to prolong mystery, but because I can feel a star within your archer's sign drawing closer, whispering a truth worthy of being spoken with the care of one opening an ancient treasure. Stay near, because in just a single breath, when my hand rests on that face-down card, I will show you which arrow in the Seven of Cups is truly yours, and which truth will cleanse your heart, so it no longer bleeds. The cards have spoken, clear and undeniable. There are three arrows that once strayed from their mark. And these are the three voices that still hold you back. Two of them no longer belong to your present. They echo from past journeys, sometimes louder than your own intuition. And the third voice, the one still walking beside you each day, wears the mask of care, but underneath is comparison and doubt. Do not be afraid when I tell you this, for when truth is revealed, your soul is set free. And that is what you are about to experience, true inner freedom. A deep relief will flood in the moment you choose to listen to your own inner voice instead of being pulled away by the noise outside. And for you, Sagittarius, born to cross new horizons, this is more vital than ever, because you don't need proof, you only need to feel. You already know what feeds your strength and what slows your steps, even when no word is spoken. I confess this to you as if speaking to my own bloodline. My voice trembles with emotion as I witness your awakening. Your innate power is not waiting for tomorrow, not for promises of next week. It is alive right now, in this very moment. When you understand, your sensitivity is not a weakness, your gentleness is not a burden, and your desire to share does not dim your light. On the contrary, it is the flame that guides you. Within the next 48 hours, I see a radiant opening, a crack in the cosmos inviting you through. The universe does not punish hesitation, but it calls you to courage. For some waves deliver their gift to shore only once. If you do not pick it up, you may wait an entire cycle to see it again. You and I both know, fear does not vanish with whispered prayers. Fear dissolves when you take its hand, step by step, like the archer training with trembling bow yet still pulling the string to its fullest. This is the message of tarot for you. Step forward, even if your heart races. Because your heart does not race from danger, races from growth. I see death not an ending, but a sweet, inevitable farewell to the armor you once wore to spare others from sadness. The smiling mask you put on when you truly wanted to cry. The armor that once kept harsh words from piercing your skin. Yes, it served you once, it protected you. But now it has grown heavy. It keeps you from feeling the fresh wind. It is time to lay it down, to walk out into the light. With your real skin, your real eyes, and your real heart, this rebirth will come faster than you expect. There will be moments when you look into the mirror and wonder if it is you or a new version of you staring back. Do not fear this. It is a good sign. Every transformation feels disorienting before it becomes clear, and this rebirth will be profound enough that those around you will stop and look longer. They may not name the change, but they will feel it, your presence sharper, your gaze stronger, and your boundaries finally respected. And then, the Emperor arrives, unfolding the map, taking the wheel you once handed to others. Enough of walking roads drawn by someone else, thinking only of the collective, while forgetting this truth. Freedom exists only when you claim it. For yourself, Sagittarius, do not be afraid to release so that you may be reborn. Let intuition guide you. Let the creative fire burn again, and let yourself become the archer, decisive, on the path of your own life. When you say aloud, "I choose the path of truth and inner freedom," you are not writing those words only for today. You are weaving them into destiny itself, like a sacred ribbon, holding you steady through every storm. Do not delay any longer in setting clear boundaries with those who should already stand on their own feet. The waves have taught you. To care for family is not only to give materially, but to care for yourself, the heart at the center of the home. When the heart is nourished, the house is at peace, and more specifically, it is time to speak a boundary gently but firmly. The other has crossed too many times over the invisible line of your patience and kindness. When you are brave enough to speak what you truly want, you will see the space around you expand. The reversed Five of Pentacles reminds you, help comes at the right time, from where you least expect it. Perhaps a familiar hand that once lifted you, returning now not to bind, but to balance. It could be someone you turned to in past struggles, appearing again to level the board, or from the empty space of last night's worry. A seed of opportunity has already sprouted. Such is the paradox of life. Where we feel most lacking, the soil of abundance takes root. Hold dignity, hold faith. Before the new moon cycle closes, you will witness a shift. But this change is not measured only in numbers or accounts. It is a gentle yet powerful new understanding of how you see and steward resources. Tarot shows the imprint still lingering in your memory, scarcity patterns, stern words passed down from generations. But you, Sagittarius, were chosen to end that cycle. You are the one who looses the arrow, breaking the history of lack, opening new horizons for those to come. And this change does not begin in markets or finances. It begins at home, in how you speak of abundance at the table, in words of gratitude for what you already hold, in the heart that opens to receive what you are worthy of. I can feel emotion rising within you, as if the vast sky itself is speaking from inside. It is no accident you have reached this day. Every word I utter is like a thread of light, naming you, calling you. This moment is sacred, worthy of conscious remembrance. If it resonates in your heart, anchor it with a small ritual. Whisper these words: I return to the path within my heart, and I step forward with courage. Write it down, place it on your desk, or beside a stone, a feather, a keepsake. A simple but powerful mark, like the archer planting an arrow in the earth to claim the ground of freedom. Yet the journey is not over. The greatest is still ahead. An ace, bright as an arrow cutting through the fog, brings the answer you have hesitated over for months. And that answer is a clear yes, not loud, not justified. It simply exists, resonating in your body like a heartbeat in rhythm with the universe. Do it. The time has come. You are ready. And the tingling in your body is not a warning of danger, but the familiar signal you are crossing into growth. Look back and you'll see, each time this sensation arrived, you were one step away from hitting your mark. And this time is no different, only deeper, because your inner world is opening wider than ever before. Your guides are with you. At times you forget, but they have never left. They are arranging every detail so all aligns. And the Hierophant appears, announcing precious teaching. It may come through a book your eyes fall upon, through a passing conversation that feels like a soul friend from lifetimes, or a dream so vivid you awaken believing you lived another life. Tomorrow, the universe will nod to you with synchronicity. A number repeating, a symbol appearing again and again, a name that will not leave. And when you see it, you will know, this is the confirmation you longed for. As soft as heaven's whisper, keep going. You are doing well. And there is someone, from that wider orbit, moving closer. Your heart has known all along, and this time, it is ready to listen. Sagittarius, you are the archer of destiny. Learn to say no to protect true freedom. Plant the flame of abundance in your home through gratitude. And when the universe sends you a sign, release your arrow with decision. Every small act today is a step toward the open road, where truth, responsibility, and freedom meet. You do not return empty-handed, you return with ripened connections, like arrows once lost, now gathered on one target. Each open door is tied to your deeper purpose, revealing that every trial behind you was only the map to treasure. The world is knocking at your mission, reminding you one cycle closes, so another truer to your essence may begin with fire. It may not resemble what you studied, or the work you once knew. There is a daring edge, one that others call risky. Yet to you it fits like tailored armor, because it touches what you long to protect, what you ignite in others, and in yourself. This moment is unique. It cannot be repeated. It would be unwise to let it slip by, as every piece falls into place for you to step into what you have long awaited. The Empress of Creation stretches out her arms, ready to receive your offering, your pregnancy of mission and idea. Yes, for some, it may even be the arrival of new life. But for most, it is the birth of a new version of yourself, a project, a journey strong enough to alter destiny for you and those you love. This pregnancy did not begin yesterday. It has been stirring quietly within you for months, even years, restlessness, shifting moods, a sweet intuition that something immense is about to be revealed. And when it is born, the labor will be fierce but swift. The moment you hold that creation in your hands, you will understand why the soul has waited so patiently. The Eight of Cups shows a presence that has wearied you will withdraw naturally. Like the tide receding from shore, you need not carry the weight of its departure. Life itself has arranged it. The reason it did not happen sooner is because you still had lessons to absorb. And now, having learned, the path is cleared for purer connections to walk in. Within your body, the sacred temple, the living home, life is rising again. What once felt rigid, unyielding, now softens, making way for renewal. It does not come from one single gesture, but from the sum of your choices, the energy you have dared to welcome. Walk with this process through real acts. Move your body each day, adjust your food, go for checkups, clear away procrastination. The time has come. In the next 21 days, your body rewrites old patterns. This is a privileged window to plant the habits you once thought too difficult. Yes, temptation will invite you back to the old ways, but remember, each small step is like filling a jar of water, and when you look back, you will see a river flowing inside you. Listen for the familiar call. Home is no longer an address. Home is a state of awareness, where you are yourself, no mask needed to please others. When you live in truth, that truth attracts love of the same frequency, soulmate love, sacred friendship, the love of spirit. The Knight of Wands rides in fast, signaling that the next 2 weeks will move with speed. Opportunities once distant come close, and those who wait too long will see the ones who act surge ahead. The message is clear: decision is as important as talent. Plant your seeds into reality, even if imperfect, even if doubt lingers. In the next 72 hours, a wave of inspiration will strike. If you seize it, will guide your actions with such clarity that even you will be amazed. The reverse Seven of Cups reveals a family secret will surface. Do not fear, for when light touches it, it no longer wounds, it heals. It may be an inherited gift, a love story that shifted your lineage, or a spiritual talent flowing in your blood. Perhaps it comes while sorting old photographs, or through a sudden word from an elder. In that instant, the pieces fit. You realize you carry something greater than the small purposes of daily life, like using a ceremonial sword to cut simple bread. It seems absurd, but it is a reminder you were born to consecrate, to connect the sacred. In love, I see two hearts, burning with passion but facing in different directions. The counsel for you: pause the restless search, allow yourself to be found, release control of how and when, trust that your magnetism is being reshaped by your new truth. Sagittarius, you are the traveler, the archer who fires beyond horizons. Let authenticity guide you. Plant your seeds in reality. Be courageous when inspiration knocks, for freedom is not escape, it is choosing rightly. And when you write in the comments, "I dare to plant seeds into my reality," you are signing a covenant with the universe to enter a new stage, radiant, authentic, and stronger than ever. The tower in your connections does not appear to destroy at random. It shakes down what was built on illusion, leaving only stones that endure. And today, you will see a face you did not expect. Yes, the heart may sting for a moment, but the clarity it brings is worth more than 1,000 fantasies. Just when you think support has run dry, new help appears, quiet but steady, standing beside you in finances. The King of Cups reminds you, emotional maturity is the key. You begin to feel the flow of money. You will know when to hold, when to invest, when to walk away, and when to rest. The deepest lesson, money is energy. It responds directly to your vibration. When vibration rises, material reality adjusts, and you receive. At the right time, meanwhile, the reverse Six of Swords signals an invisible debt is closing. Ties binding you to the past are loosening. Relief washes over you, like the one who has paid every bill, and you will see something once yours returns. Not always money, perhaps a spiritual gift, an opportunity, even an apology. This exchange closes the circle with gratitude. The person I mention will return, not to stay as before, but to hand you a door, a message, a missing piece. What happens next depends on you, on your calm, on your wisdom. Do not react too fast. Let the waters settle. Breathe. Respond not from old wounds, but from the clarity you have forged. The universe waits for your clear yes, so I hand you a sacred decree. Under the moonlight, whisper, I release ancestral fear, I welcome truth, and I expand my inner home to love, abundance, and peace. Repeat it with your heart, feel the vibration in your chest, and then sense the spiritual sun burst unexpectedly, not dripping in drops, but flashing like lightning. It may come in meditation, in a radiant dream, or while washing dishes, for grace does not require ritual pomp. When it comes, you will understand why everything had to happen this way. Temperance confirms your gift of healing is active, not only healing the body, but through your very presence, through art, through listening, through the warm space you open. Others will come, drawn into your orbit, not knowing why. Do not fear this power. Use it with love, use it with limits. For before you were born, your soul contract was clear. You would place your gift in service of life. Judgment calls out. Your rebirth is no longer a metaphor. It is happening literally. A radiant version of you exists already in potential, and now waits for you to open your arms. The Four of Wands rises like a banner, reminding you your loving shelter is transforming. You may move house, redesign a room, or simply breathe and pray differently in your space. But deeper still, your home becomes a sanctuary for new vibration. Important people will enter that home. Meaningful relationships will blossom there, and you will rejoice in a milestone once distant. It may be laughter, an embrace, tears of joy with faces you never knew would matter so much in this chapter. Even someone who once left your life may return, not to repeat, but to close a circle or place a final gift in your hands. Sagittarius, when the tower falls, do not panic. See it as an arrow loosed from the bow, shattering what was false so that the true trajectory may be found. You are entering a cycle of rebirth, where the home of the soul becomes a sanctuary, where money and love respond to your new vibration. Write in the comments, I embrace the reborn version of myself. Let this be your pledge to the universe, that you are ready for the new chapter. Be present, even if it means assuming a new role, so you can match the order being rearranged in your life. On subtler levels, your transformation is complete. Now it is time to step into the visible world. Gently but without delay, imagine this like the ocean leaving a polished stone on the sand. You only need to bend down and pick it up before the next wave takes it away. Keep a small notebook with you. In the days ahead, tiny lights and small miracles will appear again and again. They will be unmistakable, and you must be alert. Open your heart so love recognizes itself as opportunity. Keep your mind clear so decisions come from calm, not from haste. And if there are moments when the ground seems to quake beneath you, remember this: the universe is restructuring everything for your highest good. When the past stands before you, you still have the choice of how to respond. That choice defines your freedom, and life never asks more of you than you can bear. That is why it comes at exactly the right time. Death, so feared by many, now reveals its gift. It does not arrive to steal your tenderness or your capacity to love. It arrives to free parts of you that have been suppressed, forgotten dreams, truths long hidden, desires given away to others. All of that is being released. From the ashes, a whole Sagittarius rises, still warm, but truer than ever. This version no longer attempts to carry the sky for everyone. It holds balance within the heart, and from that center radiates sincere love and radiant freedom. A destiny brighter than any imagination waits for you, because your imagination, precious as it is, has sometimes been clouded by fear. Now you step onto a new path, with fire in your hands. The universe rings again like an ancient bell, and you have listened with your heart. Welcome to rebirth. Welcome to the true home of your soul. Welcome to the moment where path and truth become one. That moment is now, and I, like a quiet teacher, stand ready to accompany you if you wish. I will watch your steady steps until the final arrow falls into the place you have always longed for. Sagittarius, walk forward with a bright heart. Freedom is not escape. Freedom is choosing to live your truth. And when you write, I am ready to be reborn in the light of truth, you plant a sacred arrow into earth and sky, closing the old cycle and opening a horizon where truth and freedom meet.